Welcome back, students. Let's continue with the first chapter, that is The Little Prince. Now, then I chose another profession and learned to pilot aeroplanes. I've flown a little over all parts of the world, and it is true that geography has been very useful to me. At a glance, I can distinguish China from Arizona. If one gets lost in the night, such knowledge is valuable. In the course of this life, I have had a great many encounters with a great many people who have been concerned with matters of consequence. I have lived a great deal among grown-ups. I have seen them intimately close at hand, and that hasn't much improved my opinion of them. Now, the narrator, he became a pilot when he grew up. He studied as a child after everyone discouraged him about drawing. He studied maps and countries and could distinguish China from Arizona. Now, Arizona is a state in the southwestern region of the United States of America. And this knowledge of geography turned out to be really very useful for him in this profession. Because if he got lost, then he would be able to find his way back. Now, in this course of life, he have had many encounters. Encounters here, the word encounter, it means that in his course of life, the narrator, he unexpectedly faced with many very experiences, right? So many encounters and with many people, and who have been concerned with matters of consequence. Consequence means matters of importance. And he also lived a great deal among grown-ups, among elderly people, and has seen them intimately. Intimately means very closely. But his opinion, it hasn't much improved about the elderly people. Whenever I met one of them who seemed to me at all clear-sighted, I tried the experiment of showing him my drawing number 1, which I have always kept. I would try to find out if this was a person of true understanding. But whoever it was, he or she would always say, "That is a hat." Then I would never talk to that person about boa constrictors or primeval forests or stars. I would bring myself down to his level. I would talk to him about bridge and golf and politics and neckties, and the grown-up would be greatly pleased to have met such a sensible man. Now, the narrator always kept the drawing number 1 with him because he was trying to find out someone with similar sensibility as himself. That is why he used to show the drawing to the people he used to meet. But the person, whoever it was, he or she would always say the same thing, that is a hat and not a boa constrictor. And after that, what was the narrator's reply? Then the narrator, he would never talk to that person about boa constrictors, or even about primeval forests or stars. He would come down to his level, to the level of that person, and would talk to him about bridge. Bridge here means a card game for 4 players who make 2 teams. So it's a kind of a card game. And about golf, politics, and about neckties. And the grown-up, the elderly people, they would be greatly pleased to have met such a sensible man who talks about politics, neckties, bridges, golf, etc. And not about such a silly drawing. So I lived my life alone, without anyone that I could really talk to, until I had an accident with my plane in the desert of Sahara 6 years ago. Something was broken in my engine, and as I had with me neither a mechanic nor any passengers, I set myself to attempt the difficult repairs all alone. It was a question of life or death for me. I had scarcely enough drinking water to last a week. Now, the narrator now is in the middle of desert of Sahara. Why? Due to this accident, of his plane there in the desert of Sahara 6 years ago. And there was some problem in the engine. And due to that, he was stuck there, and with him was neither a mechanic nor any passengers. So he was all alone there, and he decided to tackle this difficult situation himself, alone, and repair whatever the problem was, whatever was broken, to repair that. And it was really a question of life or death for the narrator. Why so? Because he only had water to last a week, and something was broken in the engine of the plane, and the narrator had to repair the engine all by himself. And so he was really very tensed and working all alone in that situation. Now the first night, then I went to sleep on the sand, 1,000 miles from any human habitation. I was more isolated than a shipwrecked sailor on a raft in the middle of the ocean. Thus you can imagine my amazement and surprise when I was awakened by an odd little voice. It said, "If you please, draw me a sheep." What? Draw me a sheep? I jumped to my feet completely thunderstruck. I blinked my eyes hard. I looked carefully all around me, and I saw a most extraordinarily small person who stood there examining me with great seriousness. Here you may see the best portrait that later I was able to make of him, but my drawing is certainly very much less charming than its model. That, however, is not my fault. The grown-ups discouraged me in my painter's career when I was 6 years old, and I never learned to draw anything except boas from the outside and boas from the inside. So now the narrator, for the first night there alone in the desert of Sahara, he slept on the sand. And that area, it was miles away from any human habitation. Habitation means human settlement. So no settlement was there all around. Only desert. And there he was isolated. And isolation means that he was alone. Nobody was there, and he was feeling very unhappy. And he was isolated more than a shipwrecked sailor on a raft. Raft means a flat boat which is made by tying long pieces of wood together. So he was feeling more than a shipwrecked sailor would feel. When he gets stuck, or when he's stuck in the middle of the ocean. More isolation than that. And when he wakes up, at the sunrise, he is awakened by an odd little voice. And the voice says, "Draw me a sheep, if you please." So the little voice, what does it say, or what does he say? He asks the narrator, or rather requests the narrator, to draw him a sheep. Then the narrator, he's completely thunderstruck. Thunderstruck means he's completely shocked. Why is the narrator shocked? The narrator was shocked to see a little boy in the middle of the desert. And the little boy was not tense or scared to be alone there. Instead, he asked the narrator to draw a sheep for him. And the narrator was also shocked to realize that such a little boy is all alone there, right? And is asking him to draw a sheep. Now he looked carefully around him, and saw this little person okay, who stood there and was examining him with great seriousness. And the portrait that you can see here in your book is drawn by the narrator himself. Okay, later in his life, he drew this model of that charming boy, of the little prince. Now, the drawing, the narrator says that the drawing is not that perfect, and the fault is not of the narrator. Why so? Because when he was very small in his childhood, the grown-ups, they always discouraged him, okay, to paint or to draw anything. Rather, they always asked him to study geography, history, arithmetic, etc. Okay, and so he could only learn to draw boas from the inside and boas from the outside.